Picture this. It's the 28th of the month. You just got paid. You've covered rent, groceries, gas, and that one "I deserve this" Amazon purchase after a brutal week. You open your banking app, and there's $214 sitting there. You tell yourself, next month I'm really gonna save. But deep down you know the same script is about to play again. Car needs brakes, friend's wedding gift, or your phone screen cracks. Sound familiar? Yeah, that was literally me a few years ago. And if you're nodding right now, you're not alone. Introduction. My name is John, and I spend way too much time thinking about wealth building and why hitting those early savings milestones is so tough. If you're someone who feels stuck grinding every single day just to save your first $25,000, while it feels like everyone else is already talking about six figures in passive income, make sure to hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up if this helps you out. Today, we're diving deep into something nobody talks about enough. Why your first $25,000 is legitimately harder than the next $175,000 that gets you all the way to $200,000. And by the end, you'll have the exact math, the psychology, and the simple steps to finally break through. Here's the thing. We're constantly told just save more, like it's the easiest advice in the world. But look, the data tells a completely different story. According to the Federal Reserve's Survey of Consumer Finances, the most comprehensive look at American money, the median household has only about $8,000 in their checking and savings accounts combined. For people under 35, that number drops to just $5,400. And Bankrate's 2026 Emergency Savings Report, 43% of Americans say they couldn't even cover a $1,000 emergency with cash on hand. 27% have literally zero emergency savings. That's not laziness. That's millions of us stuck in the same brutal starting zone you're probably in right now. Challenging the assumption. So why does the first $25,000 feel like climbing Everest while the next $175,000 feels like a Sunday hike? Two big reasons: psychology and mathematics. And they feed off each other in a vicious cycle most finance gurus completely ignore. Let's start with the psychology, because this is where it gets really interesting. Your brain is literally wired against you at the beginning. Behavioral economists call it present bias or hyperbolic discounting. Basically, your brain values $50 right now way more than $500 a year from now, even when the math says otherwise. That's why that impulse buy feels so good in the moment. But the future version of you who wants security feels invisible. Add in scarcity mindset, when every dollar feels like it has to work overtime just to survive, and saving becomes emotionally painful. I see this with viewers all the time. You finally get a little ahead, and boom, lifestyle creep sneaks in. New phone, better car. I've been working so hard, vacations. It's not your fault. It's human nature. Here's what most people don't realize. Until you have that first $25,000 buffer, your brain is stuck in survival mode. Every unexpected bill feels like a crisis. Once you cross that line, something magical happens. Your brain switches from survive to thrive. Decisions get clearer. Risk tolerance goes up. You start thinking in years instead of weeks. The math that proves it. Now let's talk numbers, because the math doesn't lie either. Suppose you're doing pretty well and saving $400 a month. Without any interest, it takes you 62.5 months, over 5 years, to hit $25,000. 5 years of saying no to stuff, automating transfers, and fighting your own brain. Brutal, right? But here's where it flips. Once you have that $25,000 and you start investing it at a conservative 7% average annual return, what the stock market has done long-term after inflation, something crazy happens. That same $400 a month now has a running start. After another 5 years, you're not just adding another $24,000. You're looking at roughly $65,000 total because of compounding. The next $175,000. It actually comes faster because your money is now working harder than you are. Let me give you a real example. Sarah, a teacher I worked with, was making $52,000 a year. She scraped together $400 a month for 4 years and 8 months to hit $25,000. Felt impossible, but once she invested it in a simple index fund and kept the same habits, she hit $200,000 total net worth in just another 6 years, even with only small raises. The first $25,000 took almost 5 years. The next $175,000 took 6. Same effort, completely different results. And this is where it gets really interesting. Once you have that $25,000 cushion, banks start treating you differently. Employers notice your confidence, and opportunities show up. You can negotiate better, take calculated risks, even start a side hustle without the panic of, what if I fail? That $25,000 isn't just money. It's psychological rocket fuel. Addressing objections head on now. You might be thinking, John, that's great for Sarah, but I've got student loans, inflation is eating everything, and my salary is stuck. I hear you. I've been there. Here's the truth. The system is designed to keep you broke at the start. Credit card companies, subscription services, and even your own dopamine hits are all fighting you. But that's exactly why the first $25,000 is the hardest and the most important. Actionable steps you can start today. So what do we actually do? Here are the exact steps that work in the real world. 1. The 24-hour rule. Every purchase over $50 has to wait 24 hours. You'll kill 60 to 70% of impulse buys instantly. 2. Pay yourself first on autopilot. Set up an automatic transfer the day you get paid, even if it's only $50 a week at first. Make it invisible. 3. The $25,000 milestone account. Open a high-yield savings or brokerage account specifically for this goal. Name it Freedom Fund or whatever fires you up. Seeing that number climb is addictive in a good way. 4. Cut the silent killers. Go through your bank statement and cancel every subscription you haven't used in 60 days. The average person wastes $2,500 to $3,000 a year on stuff they forgot about. 5. Stack the small wins. Once you hit $5,000, celebrate cheaply. At $10,000, celebrate again. These little dopamine hits train your brain that saving feels good. Story time. Let me tell you about Mike. Regular guy, 29, warehouse supervisor. 2 years ago, he was exactly where a lot of you are. $1,200 in the bank, stressed every month. He started with just $200 a month. First $5,000 took forever, but something shifted at $12,000. He got a small promotion, automated everything, and suddenly the next $13,000 came in half the time. Today, he's over $180,000 net worth and says the hardest part was literally the first $25,000. Everything after that snowballed. Surprising insight. Here's what most people don't realize. Hitting $25,000 doesn't just change your bank account. It changes who you are. You stop making fear-based decisions. You start making future-based ones. That mindset shift is worth more than the money itself. Motivational close look. I know it feels impossible right now. I've stared at that same $214 balance, wondering if I'd ever break through. But you're watching this video for a reason. You're already ahead of 80% of people who aren't even trying. The first $25,000 is the hardest because it's the one that proves you can do it. After that, the next $175,000 is just math and momentum. Start today, even if it's $25 this week. Open that account. Set up that transfer. Comment below right now. I'm starting my $25,000 journey, and tell me how much you already have saved. No shame, just real talk. I read every single comment. If this video hit home, smash that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications because we're dropping these milestone-breaking videos every single week. You've got this. The version of you with $200,000 in the bank is waiting on the other side of this one decision. I'll see you in the next one. Now, go make it happen.